Mike Owens here. Today I'm joined by Lerone, the Miracle Man Murphy, who returned to action against Edson Barboza, got his first main event win in the UFC. Lerone, always a pleasure, my man. How are things with you today?
Oh, good man. Just enjoying my Sunday. Just come out of the spa. This is just like a recovery. Probably in the next 2 weeks, it's just recovering and trying to get back to training as soon as possible.
The audience won't know this, I'm gonna let them in on the scoop, but Lerone joined from his sun lounger in the spa, loving life, trying to get that swelling down. So how are emotions after such a big win?
Do you know what? I still feel like I'm on a high. Usually it's like two days and it's done. But I feel like this fight was like a great achievement in it. Like
Hmm.
took on a legend in Edson Barboza and I kind of made it kind of look easy. Not easy, but it was a one-sided fight in my opinion. Um, Obviously, I feel like the game plan was just perfect. I shut down most of his effective weapons, and he just wasn't able to get going, and that's because of the game plan I set out to do. Breaking up the rhythm, the wrestling, the timing, and he just didn't know when to go, and the distance as well. So I enjoyed the fight, man.
What was the overall experience like for you as a main event? Because it's a big moment in a fighter's career when the UFC trusts them to headline the card. So what was that whole experience, fight week, all of the extra media? What was all of that like for you?
Do you know what? It's just another fight for me. I swear, like I didn't see it no bigger occasion than anything else, literally. And I feel like that's why I was so calm on the night because I didn't overdo anything, didn't overthink anything in my brain, and it's just like I just took it as another day. Obviously, the dangers are real. I knew the dangers that I knew what I was going up against, but for me, it was just about relaxing and performing and just like making sure I'm the same fighter on the night that I am in the gym, and that's been the main thing for me. Just transferring that over. But I felt great. It felt great. And the media wasn't too much. Everyone said like main event, you're gonna have to do pure media, loads of media, but it might have been like maybe 2 hours more. And they had I had a camera crew following me around like a few of the days, the Thursday, Friday, and then the Saturday. So nothing, no, Friday, Saturday wasn't nothing major. It was all right.
That's good. How did the Apex feel? Because I checked your record and I was surprised that you hadn't fought there previously. I mean, you've done Abu Dhabi multiple times, you've done London. It's kind of strange for a fighter
Yeah,
to have been in the UFC as long as you have not kind of stepped foot in there. So, what was that overall experience like for you as well?
yeah. Do you know what? They have booked me there to fight there maybe 2 or 3 times, and each time's fell through. Uh, two COVID restrictions and one injury of my own.
Hmm.
I was supposed to fight there 3 times, but do you know what? I actually enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, but I wouldn't want to be put there like I get like many times. Like, obviously, I fight there here and there, but I wouldn't want to be there all the time because we fight for the fans, man. Like we're gladiators at the end of the day. We like to. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We like that energy from the fans. That's what I love. But it was good. I felt like it was good because I could focus on the fight. Do you get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
There's no like outside energy that's like sometimes when you get hit in a big arena and the crowd are going mad, like you feel like it's more significant than it actually is, if that makes sense. Do you get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And then you start getting overzealous and just I feel like there's a lot of different factors that come into it. But in there, it's like being in the gym. It's like I could just tune in. I could hear my corner, could hear his corner, and it's just like an intimate moment. Like it just felt like it's just me and him in one room and just fighting.
I love it. I presume you've had a chance to watch it back. If so, what do you make of your performance? Give me a quick breakdown of how you reflect.
Mate, I must have watched it about 50 times. I'm
I
not
love
gonna
it.
lie. Must have watched it about 50 times. I had a screen recording on my phone, so I watched it on the plane loads of times. And then obviously I watched it back on UFC Fight Pass when I got home. But do you know what? I thought it was a good fight. There's a lot of improvements I can make. Don't get me wrong, a lot of improvements. I've seen a lot of things there that I was doing that I shouldn't have been doing. Um, but overall, it was a good performance. I'm happy with the performance. It was a clean performance, and they executed the game plan well. Obviously, the up kick at the end of the first round was a lucky one. It was like that was a Hail Mary out of it. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel
Mm.
like that was the only thing it really hit me with, and I didn't actually see that coming at all. So it did rock me.
I know that you're a big admirer of Edson. I mean, I saw the photo that you posted. I think it was in Thailand somewhere. You, him, and Kane Musa. I think the caption was "When your idols
Yeah,
become your
yeah,
rivals." So, was that a
yeah.
difficult kind of situation for you to navigate, fighting somebody who you'd looked up to and you'd watched for so many years?
Nah, bro. He- no one else is putting food on my table, bro. If you're matched up against me, you're trying to take food from me and my family. That's how I see it. If you accept a fight with me, that's it. In it, it's competition at the end of the day. Obviously, at the end of the fight, when you win and stuff, you feel a bit remorseful for your opponent and stuff. The respect factor, but other than that, bro, I've got to eat, bro, anybody in my division is food to me. It's simple as that, and it's like, bro, it's a mean game in it, and we all know what we sign up for in it. That's
Mm.
it. That's it. At the end of the day.
Respectfully, because I know if we'd have spoke pre-fight, you probably predicted the second round knockout or maybe even a 50-45 the way it panned out. But did you expect the fight to go the way it did, or did you expect more resistance from Edson, it to be more back and forth?
No, I actually thought if I didn't get the finish, it would be a very close back and forth fight. I thought thought it'd be like a war back and forth. I didn't think the game plan. I didn't. Yeah, obviously I believed in the game plan, but I didn't think it would be as one-sided as that as me winning 5 rounds. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm happy with it. I can't complain, right? I can't complain. Other than the bit of damage to my nose and leg, I can't complain with the performance at all.
Um, what were the 5 rounds like for you? I mean, I think I saw a piece of media in the lead up to the fight saying I've never been in 5 rounds, so you know that's a space that
Mm.
I'm going to have to navigate, and I don't know, no, I don't know how I'll react, but you just hadn't had that situation before, so what did you prove to yourself going the 25 minutes? Because there is something to that as well, Lerone. If you blast them out of there in the first round, there's still
Mm.
that lingering question.
Exactly. So that's why I'm glad it couldn't. The whole fight couldn't have played out any better, really. Realistically, maybe if I got to finish in the fifth round, late
Mm,
fifth round, yeah, probably the only scenario that could have been better. I needed the 5 rounds just to know I can go the distance. And it was different. It was different. I'm not gonna lie. Going in, you finish the third, and you're like, in my brain, I'm thinking a normal day, this fight's over. Like I've won
mm,
three. Do you know what I'm saying? I've won 3 rounds, fight's over, and then you get into the fourth, you got a little bit of damage, and that's when you show your heart. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what separates the elite from the good, and that's why
mm,
I think they do the 5 rounders, because them second 2 rounds are totally different, and then it's all about mindset. Then both fighters are tired. Both fighters are
yeah.
tired. It's about who's gonna push through the pain barriers, who's gonna work when they're tired, and that's what separates the best from the good. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, man, the 5 rounds, good to get the 5 rounds in the bank, and I felt great. I felt like I could have done another 2 rounds. I'm not gonna lie, felt great.
I love it, mate. How's the swelling? I mean, you don't look too bad. You look back to your normal self. So, how are you feeling? You know, I think it's just 2 weeks out now.
Mm. Do you know what? It's only been a week, and but I've been getting like
Oh yeah.
cryotherapy every day. I've been getting like infrared stuff. I've been looking after myself, ice baths, saunas. I just want to get back to clocks don't stop for anybody. I just want to get back to work. I wanted to make the UK card. It's kind of 50-50 at the minute. I think I need to let the UFC know within a week's time to give the other person a camp, obviously, as well. But I'm not going to rush it either. But if I'm not ready, if I'm not back to full training next week, then it's going to have to be later in the year, maybe September or something.
I think I saw another piece of media where you were saying you were waiting to find out if your nose was broken. Otherwise, that was kind of one of the
Yeah.
deciding factors. Have you been able to get that assessment yet?
Do you know what? I've been waiting for a scan. I've got a scan tomorrow, but I should have had the scan. I've been back since what, Monday now, Tuesday. I've still not had a scan, and I should. This is the only thing about the UK. It's hard work. Should have just got the scan over there in America. They asked me if you want the scan on a Sunday. I said, oh, okay, when I get home. But realistically, I should have just got it done straight away, so I knew where I was at in it. But
Yeah.
it is what it is, man. It's not gonna change nothing.
I presume the rumours of Manchester 304 were already out when you got this contract offer. If so, was it a tough pill to swallow? Because, you've waited so long. We've all waited so long for the UK to come back to Manchester. It's only one man's hometown, and then you get the biggest
Mm,
fight of your life, but it's halfway across the world. What was those emotions like?
that's it. It's like a bittersweet, and for me, the opportunity to fight Edson Barboza, main event 5 rounder, was it blew that out of the park. I'm not gonna lie, like I
Mm,
can't, you can't pass up that opportunity. Obviously, Manchester's my home, and it's always been a dream to fight here since I started fighting. It's always been a dream to fight here for the UFC. Yeah, so that's always been like the top of my bucket list. But in terms of career choice, like this is a no-brainer. You can't say no to that fight. Imagine a scenario where I said no to the fight to wait for Manchester. You get injured in the build up to Manchester. Do you get what I'm saying? There's so many things that can happen.
yeah.
Nothing's promised in this game. Do you get what I'm saying? So the way I weighed up the situation was fight while healthy. That's it. And then obviously the plan was to get him out of there sooner with no damage,
Mm.
and then fight there. But obviously, you're fighting against Edson Barboza, you're bound to come out with something in it.
Can I ask you something, mate? Because obviously you were booked to fight Ige in February, and I was over in Las Vegas and I
Yeah,
interviewed Ige, and he talked about you, and he was super respectful of you. I don't know, there wasn't any bad blood or anything like that. But one of the things he said was Lerone's pulled out of the fight against me, and then he almost gets a bigger, more high-profile fight against Edson Barboza. Did you feel like that in any way? Like maybe the original booking against Ige to then go to Barboza was a little bit of an upgrade in terms of the notoriety or the kind of the hype of the fight, if you will?
yeah, 100%. It wasn't an upgrade in terms of skill because Ige is
Mm,
very dangerous as well. He's got his own tools. He's got a different puzzle to solve than Edson. But in terms of name value and obviously the main event slot two, it was a bigger fight, and it it kind of surprised me to get that. To be honest, when the fight with Ige got cancelled, I thought maybe I would have to fight backwards, in terms of obviously I was ranked at that time. I was 14 at that time. I would have thought I would have to fight somebody coming into the rankings
mm.
because I pulled out of that fight. Do you know what I mean? But the UFC believed in me, and the season that match up there, and they give me the opportunity, which I'm grateful for.
Um, Talking about 304, do you kind of shift your mindset towards it now and almost prepare, like getting ready mentally to prepare as if you're fighting on that card? Or how do you kind of navigate that space? Because it is all up in the air at the moment.
Do you know what? I'm just giving myself a mental break too. So I'm not thinking about 304 at all. Like obviously it'd be nice to get on there, but in my mind, I'm not fighting on that. I'm recovering. I'm gonna give myself some proper recovery. I've got to tell myself I'm not fighting, recover, and then if all is well, I'll get booked.
We saw a similar situation to you with Buckley a couple of weeks ago. I mean, Buckley, and I'm conscious that Buckley's was a second round stop, but yours was a 5 rounder. Buckley comes off that win over Vicente Luque and wants to get on his hometown cards, and he had to fight a guy outside of the rankings to do that. Now, obviously, you beat a guy like Edson Barboza, the only way is up. But if the opportunity presented itself, would you give someone outside of the top 15 a shot against your number?
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't really make sense for
Yeah.
me, would it? Really and truly, it wouldn't make
Mm,
sense, would it? Uh, I think that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's another thing it will come down to, is somebody ranked available as well. And that's a thing I've seen from like other fighters and stuff. Like it's not even about being healthy, it's about what fight makes sense and who else other people are healthy. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
So obviously, I want to be fighting somebody in the top 10 next. I feel like I'm on a roll now. Like
mm,
I want to fight somebody in the top 10, but obviously they have to be available. That's a good thing as well about me getting ranked now, is because I've not fought nobody in there. Do you get what I'm saying? And
mm.
that's why they wanted to freshen up the division a bit and give me the opportunity. And you got Diego Lopez that's coming up as well. You got a few good fighters, and I feel like the division is on fire now. There's so many great matchups there.
What do you make of the 3 a.m. start time for 304? I spoke with Arnold a couple of days ago. He's worrying about having to fight about 3:30 in the morning. What are your reactions
Mm.
to the homecoming time?
Do you know what? It is hard, and it's definitely going to favor the American fighters because they're already on that time zone. They don't have to do any change ups, but it's doable in it. I feel like 2 weeks out, you just have to start adjusting your times. But obviously, it's not ideal, but it is what it is at the same time. And especially for the fight fans, it's like you've never seen a card like this.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? You've never seen a card like this from the UK. So you just got to take the rough with the smooth in it. But yeah, I feel it for the fighters, like especially the main event and stuff like that. I've got to be fighting at like 6 a.m. That's mad. I done that in Abu Dhabi. I fought at 5 a.m. and it was strange, but it got done.
yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? It got done. You just have to adjust, man. It is what it is, innit? So don't cry about it. Just adjust. Just get it done.
I mean, our strongest division at the moment in terms of the UK fighters is obviously featherweight to me, and we've got this four horsemen, if you like, of you and Arnold now in the top 15, Nathaniel Wood and Jack Shaw just out, probably outside top 20, top 25. Do you have interest in any of those domestic dust-ups, or are you of the opinion of why don't all the Brits rise together, and if the opportunity presents itself to fight for number one contender or for a belt, we'll do it, but let's take out everyone else.
For me, it is what it is, and it's whoever's name comes through that email, I'm fighting. That's
Mm,
it. It's simple as that. Obviously, there's other routes, should I say,
mm,
Englishman, other routes to take and that, but it's like it is what it is, and I'm not gonna say no because the guy's English. Do you get what I'm
mm.
saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, I would prefer to fight other people,
Mm.
but I'm not gonna say no because they're English. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Uh, I'm going to take the conversation in a different area, mate, but obviously there was a lot, you went through a lot over the last couple of years, especially with the accidents off your bike and then you return and in London and all of that. And, what you've been through, I don't think a lot of people could come back from and then put on a performance the way that you did and carry on in the career and have the success that you have. And so I want to ask you a personal question. Where do you feel like your resilience comes from? Because that seems to me to be something that you really have in abundance.
Probably just life in it, and just like watching even my mum, like watching my mum struggle and help, and do you know what I mean? Like
Mm,
raise us and just still giving us the best of things with not much. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm,
Probably get it from there, and then just yeah, just growing up as a kid, just I don't even know, to be honest. It must just be like a combination of all them things, and obviously what I've been through too.
mm.
That just, like going through like that sort of stuff, and like nothing can be worse in it. Do you get what I'm saying? I always just think nothing can be worse other than being actually dead. Nothing can be worse. So, and like I've kind of got the experience now in life where bad stuff's happened to me, and it's all been for a reason. I've seen further down the line, it's been for a reason. Been for better stuff. Few examples, obviously, stuff that happened to me in 2013 ended up putting me on this path to MMA. Look where I am now.
Mm,
I got injured against Ige, put me into a 5 round fight. I probably had the best performance in the UFC that I've
mm.
had yet. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just like there's so many different things. There's so many different examples I could give you there. Just the ones that just popped into my head. So life, that's just how I look at life now. Whatever's happening, bad's happening. I always just think it's for a reason. Something better will come along in it. Simple as that.
Yeah, I love that, mate. And I hope you didn't mind me asking that question because I know it's a personal one. But
Nah,
um,
no, no.
I want to ask you about the champion, Ilia Topuria. I mean, he says a lot. There's been a lot said since he knocked out Volkanovski at 298. One of the things is
Yeah.
he's not fighting any of the top contenders. Brian Ortega doesn't deserve a shot. Yair doesn't deserve a shot. Max doesn't deserve a shot. So I have to ask, what have your opinions been of the Ilia Topuria reign so far?
I think he's just winding people up, to be honest,
Mm,
because let's be honest, he doesn't have a say, does he? Really, he's going to get matched with who he's getting matched with. But I feel like he's just winding people up. Obviously, the fights are to make were obviously him and Max or him and Volkanovski.
mm,
Game, everyone's focus just switches so quick. I think it's because there's so many fights on and whatnot. But it's like Volkanovski got knocked out. Everyone just thinks he's shit now. Do you get what I'm saying? It's mad. Like no
mm.
one's giving him his respect now. He was the longest reigning featherweight.
Little bit of a technical difficulty there, but Lerone, we were talking about how Alex Volkanovski loses one fight and then everyone says he's shit. So what was your opinion on the Topuria reign?
Yeah, I just feel like he's gone and knocked Volk out. He's created the hype about himself, which he deserves. He's been on a tear, been knocking people out. But in all seriousness, he has to fight Max Holloway or Volkanovski again. Like one of them two, they're the biggest fights in the division, and I can't wait. I want to see him fight Max, to be honest. But like I said before, everyone's forgetting about Volkanovski. He's been on a tear, like one of the longest reigning featherweights other than Aldo, and everyone's just forgot about him. But the only thing for me is like he's been knocked out twice in a row now. Just I feel like I want to see him have a break in it. I want to see him have like 9 months at least minimum, so we can get back to full fitness and challenge for the title properly, because I feel like the turnaround was way too quick, and that definitely played a factor. Maybe not physically, but mentally as well. Like, he didn't look the same.
Mm.
Didn't look the same. When do you see Volkanovski come out so defensive like that? You don't. I don't feel. I feel like he lost his mental edge. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like that's massive for a champion, especially in them type of fights. So I want to see him have 9 months out, make the Holloway fight, and then let Volkanovski fight the winner.
If you're a better man, who do you pick in Ilia versus Max?
It's a good fight. That it's hard to bet against Ilia Topuria, right now. It's hard to bet against him. But Holloway looked sensational against Gaethje, didn't he? He looked sensational. I feel like it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. I feel like Toporia's power is just next level though. But I pick Max. I pick
Mm.
Max. I feel like he's just smart and yeah, I pick Max Holloway.
Mm. Last one from me, mate, 'cause it was obviously a big moment in your city yesterday. How are you feeling about the results for the FA Cup final?
Do you know what? I'm a United fan and I'm buzzing about the result, but I'm not really following football like that at the
Mm.
minute. I'm
Mm.
not really following it at the minute like that. I'm more into the fighting, the boxing, the MMA. I'm more into that. But obviously, I'm happy with the result. It's good to see United win and get the win over City and bring back a trophy, essentially.
I love it. Well, look, mate, I won't keep up too much of your time. I know you're a busy man. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time after the biggest win of your career. Really, mate,
Yeah,
so happy to see you in this position and to get that massive win. And hopefully we can get you on the Manchester card in a couple of months, mate. So rest up, recover, and hopefully talk soon.
nice one, mate. Nice one. See you later.